sat at Greg's desk and I made this chart. And I love to do this. It's kind of like a puzzle. And you put them together and you turn the chords over and invert them around until all the chords work together for good. I think I learned that last Sunday. All things work together for good. Okay, so look. See, there's 4 columns because there's chords that have numbers on them, in them. So that means there's 4 notes in the chord. And at the top, there are finger numbers. 5, 4, and 3 are in the same column. 2 and 1.
Left hand.
Left hand. So, we'll call the first column column 5 because those are the notes that your little finger is assigned to play. Okay? The area that your little finger gets to play in on the keyboard. Alright? Look at what your little finger, what notes does your little finger get to play? G and an F. My goodness, isn't it nice to know that the whole song, till my little finger is only going to play a G, no, my little finger is only going to play a G note the whole time and 1 F. Alright, and then look at column number 4, 3. These 2 fingers, finger 4 and finger 3, are a set. Both of them are pretty useless. They're the most uncoordinated fingers on your hand, aren't they? But Barbara knows that when one doesn't work, it's very annoying because she has a little muscle problem on one of them. Your ring finger is really useless, but together in a set, they team up pretty well, okay? So look at that column and tell me what notes those 2 fingers get to share. A and B flat and a B. There's 1 B in there. Okay, Greg, can you go up there? So look.
I see 3.
Yep, 3. A, B, and B flat.
I see 3 B's.
Well, there's a whole bunch of them. Okay. No, you use your finger. Left hand. Look. Little finger gets to play all the G's and all the F's. No, down below.
Here?
G and F next to it.
Okay, your third and 4th finger gets to play A, B, and B flat. A, give it, there you go. Those 3.
Well, not simultaneous.
Hello. All right, your 2nd finger. Yeah. Okay, you can stop now. Hello. Rat. 2nd finger gets to play what notes?
C and D.
C and D. C and D. So 2 little notes for that finger. And your thumb gets to play
E and F.
E and F and 1 E flat. Isn't that cool?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Now, I turned the chords over. Here's a really good rule of thumb. Hello, thumb. If you put your 2nd finger on middle C, stretch up with your thumb to F, and down to F with your little finger.
And down to F with my little.
There you go. Every single chord should be able to be played in that octave. Okay? Every chord. Which means if that was all the notes that were on the bottom keyboard of this instrument, I could play every single chord in that octave by flipping them over. Remember C, E, G? I can play them. Doesn't matter what order I play them in. As long as I play C, E, and G. I can play them G, C, E, E, G, C. It doesn't matter. So when I play the song Till, if I chart my chords like that, all I have to, what page was that on? All I have to do is practice my chords like this. Watch. From an F chord to an A minor chord. Write an F chord up there. A, C, F. And write A minor. A, C, E. Look. Oh my goodness. How many notes are common?
2.
A's, I don't have to pick it up, and I don't have to pick up the C. The F just goes to an E. Oh my goodness. I think we're about done.
I guess.
Now watch. When I play till. That was an easy chord change. I only had to move one finger. Now watch. Here's the F7. I don't want to play all four notes at the same time. I walk to the 7. You're not as impressed as me, but that's okay. Watch, B flat to G minor. Only one note changes. But I'm going to walk to it. One note changes between F and D minor. See? And you start to go, wow, those little walk to the 7s totally change how that song sounds.
So what are the little faded notes?
Oh, don't pay any attention. They're really ugly. They put them in there. They're supposed to be little embellishments. But when we played them the other day, they really were bad.
It's almost an overkill, really.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
You know what? And someone said in Wednesday class, what rhythm should we use? None. Sometimes you just got to play it pretty. Like an organ or like a piano. Leave the drummer off and don't do anything. I was just using an oboe and strings on the bottom. That's it.
Pretty.
And this is the kind of song where you just work with the volume and try to be, this is a good Valentine song. That's
You
right.
have to feel it.
Yeah, you have to feel that.
Feel it.
Good point.
Okay, and how do you do that on an organ? Volume pedal. Okay? It's like a violinist with a bow, right? It's called bow-legged.
Body.
Yes. They still laugh at that joke.
I know.
It's like, okay, so it's kind of like, you know, you watch the really good organists and piano players and they go. See, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're off in La La Land somewhere. And they're just all
Now,
like.
isn't that hard to do as you're reading the notes?
Yeah, you have to stop every once in a while, open your eyes. But it's fun, and the really good musicians, they do that. And some of them are fascinating to watch. When I was growing up, our church had the loft, the choir loft was above the altar, and the organ was facing like this, up above, and the organist's back was always to us. So he was sitting right at the rail with the choir behind him. So every Sunday he would come with his big black robe, and he'd sit down and he would get on the bench and he'd go like this. and when you're little, you think, he looked like a big crow. I always imagined that he would just fly, because he'd play and he'd go. It was awesome to watch. When you're 6, you know, church is kind of boring. So I enjoyed watching it. I wonder if he knew we were thinking that.
Probably not.